Hi there, my name is Spellman, and today we'll be diving into an exciting new feature, the GoodXpert, an AI tool built inside the GoodX web app. Now, you may be asking yourself, what exactly is GoodXpert and how does this AI tool work? Think of it as your very own assistant, an AI designed specifically to help you, healthcare professionals, save time, boost accuracy, and efficiency, all just using either your text or your voice input. You can use GoodXpert on a variety of different workflows, but today we'll be focusing specifically on quick notes. We'll look at two different formats. Firstly, we'll look at simple consultations, and secondly, we'll be looking at more detailed SOAP notes. Remember that this AI is here to assist you. At the end of the day, you as the healthcare professional still have to review all the information that the AI gives you. Okay, perfect. Let's get started. So now let's navigate to the clinical note. We can do that by clicking on clinical, heading over to a forms library, selecting our quick note workflow, and the quick note will open. Now you can always identify GoodXpert by this X that you'll see in the corner. Once you click on that X, the GoodXpert window will open. In this area, firstly, we've got the prompt area, and after that, we've got the available context that you could give the prompt. Right? And once you click send, it will then generate a response from the instruction and the context and then generate a response for you. All right? So that's just how the layout is over here. Also, in this prompt window, you could also add some additional text for your scenario, whether it's consultation or whether it's a note that you would like for the system to then generate a response for you. Okay? So let's go over and let's then create a voice recording first. So we'll create the voice recording here. And for this example, let's say maybe it's a consultation, or maybe you just want to make a note of the consultation. So I'll just make a quick recording here. Patient has been complaining about a severe headache, nausea, and back pain. However, the patient shows no symptoms of fever. Okay. That's our recording. We close. That's our second recording there. Okay. So this is what we can do. Once we have that, our audio recording, we give it that context and we can say, create a short summary for this consultation, which is basically what a simple consultation would be, right? A simple consultation would mostly refer to shorter summaries for like shorter visits that you do have with patients, whereas SOAP notes will then be longer and more detailed summaries that are broken down into a structured format, which is then the subjective, the objective, the assessment, and the plan, right? So that's the SOAP note, but this, for simple consultation, generally it's shorter summaries. So that's what I'm giving it there, and I'm just asking it to look at this consultation transcript. I'm giving it no other information, just that consultation transcript. So let's see what it gives us. So once I press send, it will give me just that short summary of that voice note, which is, it will give me just that short summary of that voice note, right? But if we want to add more information, right, let's then add the demographic data, add the medical history, and we'll leave out the appointment details. So let's generate a summary with this consultation and see what type of response we get from GoodXpert this time. Now, as you can see there, this response has some more information of the patient, right? And we asked it for the consultation, so it didn't really look at the medical history all too much. However, it did look at the patient's demographic data, which is where we got the name, surname, year, and gender, right? Now, if I say, please provide a short summary only, and I click send, it gives me more detail, right? It also gives me now the patient's medical history. So that's the area where it tells me of his medical history. That's the area where we've got some of his demographic data. And this is the area that we take now from the consultation transcript. Now, as you can see, that the more detailed your prompt is, the more precise your response will be. So you can be as casual or you can be as technical. The system will then generate an adequate response. So as you can see, once I said a summary for the consultation, it disregarded the medical history and it looked more at the demographic data and just the consultation. But once I said provide just a short summary, it looked at the medical history as well and it included that information, because I didn't limit it to just the consultation, right? But you could always ask it to do more and more things. At this point, I'd just like to show you that once you have your response, right, you could always copy it to the clipboard and paste it wherever you'd like, right? Or you could save it to the text area over here and close your sick note in that manner once you're happy with the response. And of course, you've got to review everything that the system gives you and make sure that you make any necessary changes before completing this specific quick note. All right, but for now, let's go back in there. And now I just want to show you, right, as you see that information is now on our quick note. We can bring back this information or any other thing that is loaded on the quick note section. We can bring it back onto this text area that we have, which is our prompt area, and we can say, now let's say provide detailed SOAP notes. All right, it already has the information about the demographic data and the medical history, but nonetheless we can still add it if you'd like, or if you just wanted to focus specifically on that written information, it can do that as well. And for this one, we won't do the audio recording, right? Let's say you just have a text area now, okay? And you just prefer to type your scenario down, okay? Now let's generate SOAP notes. Click send. And there we have our SOAP notes for Mr. Timothy Turner. We've got our subjective over there. We've got our objective and assessment and our plan. Of course, it has all the information that is taken from this area over here, because the system is able, this is an important thing to note, the system is able to differentiate between a prompt and context. Even if I were to say provide SOAP notes and I didn't put it up there, I like to put it up there for structure, but even if I put it down here and I press send, the system will then still be able to generate the same SOAP notes wherever I put my prompt, right? Because it's reading, it's going through all the information, and then it picks up, okay, here, this is the area where I'm being instructed to do something, all right? And there's a whole lot more that you could do as well. So let's say provide SOAP notes. Let's also ask it translate to, let's say, Zulu and Afrikaans. So there we have it. We've got our SOAP notes. Firstly, that first prompt that we've given it. Our second prompt was translate to Zulu and Afrikaans. So we've got our Zulu transcript over there. And we've got our Zulu SOAP notes over there, and we've got our Afrikaans SOAP notes over there as well. Now, the beauty about this is that the more detailed, as I've said before, that the more detailed your prompt is, the more precise your response will be as well. So in your next consultation, I do encourage you to give it different prompts and see what works for you as well. All right, and now I'm going to save this to the text area. And that was just a quick example on how you could quickly use and access the GoodXpert. You could always take it a step further by contacting your FCL to assist you in creating auto events. Once you've created auto events, you won't need to type your prompts anymore. Your prompts can always be then readily available for you without having to type or record anything at all. In our next video, we will go over how you can create your own custom prompts, and we'll also go over how you can use GoodXpert in different workflow events like PDF printovers, sick notes, etc. and etc. But that's it for me today, and I'll see you in the next video.